everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I'm thrilled to have you here as always. I went to the post office a little while ago, picked up this lock that, well, Jillian sent my way, so this will be my second lock from her. She also sent a note with it that she had originally sent this one to Bosnian Bill, but he didn't have time to pick it, and she calls it her Frederick Douglass Challenge Lock. So we'll see. Let's see what we can do with it. It is a. Let me turn my camera around and show you that keyway. It's that nasty, heavily warded Corbin keyway that I'm not a super big fan of. But the bitting is not terrible. It's actually, it's kind of a fairly easy bitting, except for right there in the very back on pin 6. And that, even being shallow bitted like this extra little warding on this side over here makes this one a monster to pick. So, well, let's go ahead and I've got a little tensioner that'll fit in the bottom of the keyway there. And I'm going to use a pick that Bobby Keys made for me as soon as I find it. It's normally staring me in the face. There it is. I'm going to go ahead and use my little blocker as my tensioner here. That way I don't fall down in that gap and I kind of protect the keyway too. I want to start out on the back of the lock. Okay, got a click out of the back. So let me come to the front. And let me just work my way front. Nothing, everything is bound pretty solid. I got a little tiny counter rotation on one. Okay, so I push up on it and lose my false set, so I'll go back to the back again. Okay, I press up on 6, and it put me into a nice deep false set. Oh, there we go. That didn't quite seem right. I know this is my second attempt picking this thing, but I'm going to take it. I just bumped 2 of the pins back there, and they just did not, well, maybe they're T-pins or something. We'll see. But yeah, I just barely bumped it. That thing turned. And that was my second attempt. My first attempt actually took about 20 minutes. And I couldn't get past that deep false set. So, let's go ahead and break out my new favorite pinning tray. Adjust my camera tripod here. There we go. I need a Phillips screwdriver. As long as these aren't in too tight, then this one works. It's not going to work in that one. There we go. And that one's a little bit tighter. Maybe I jammed a pin or something on my first attempt and didn't realize it. No, well, we'll see. Tweezers are over here. That follower won't work. Been trying out these followers that Foxy designed. That one's not going to work there. And I'm liking them pretty well. Okay. It is a 6 pinner, and all the pins are in there and working. As usual, I'll zoom in at the end and show you the pins. I could have used my bigger follower in this one. I'll be sure to use it when I put this back together. Come here, spring. Stop rolling around on me. Yeah, that was a T-pin. At least I got that much right. And yeah, I do have a pin stuck. Chamber 3 is stuck. Where's chamber 4? There's a spring from 4. Let's get these last ones out from the back. And then I'll see if I can extract pin 3. There's our spring from that chamber. And yeah, guys, chamber 3, if you guys can see down in there, see that little shiny spot, you can tell that there's a pin stuck. So that's probably why this thing was a little easier to pick than I expected. Stuck sideways. So I must have stuck it when I was picking it earlier and didn't realize it. So let's see if I can smack this against something. Here, I got an American lock here. Nope, that didn't budge it. I'm going to have to take this top off and put it back together. So let's go ahead and do that. So I want to send Jillian back a working lock. There's our spring. And here's our pin. Yeah, that was stuck pretty good. And something else came out with it here. What's this? This came out with it. It's a shaving of some sort. But it's definitely not from this, because that's a totally different metal. So a shaving of something got stuck alongside that pin and jammed it up. So that's what caused that. Looking at the top here, nothing's been done to it, so it's stock. I'll just put that cap back on when I put this back together. So let's go ahead and look at these pins that Jillian stuck in here. And Jillian, you really did keep me out for about a good 20 minutes on my first attempt. So good job. And these are looking like some pretty good pins. And that is getting awful fuzzy when I zoom in like that. So let's just bring the tray up to you some. All right, so in chamber 1, we've got a nice serrated with a little wider serration near the top, and then a very nice serrated spool. Then I've got a serrated and then a T-pin. I've got a standard and 3 with a really nice kind of a steel pin. Looks like a modified ASA pin. Pretty cool pin. And then chamber 4, I've got a couple of serrateds, and they look really nice. And chamber 5, I've got a nice serrated key pin and a big long standard. Chamber 6, I've got a standard and a really nice serrated step down spool. The springs in 1 is a standard steel, then a coil or a double coil steel, and then 3 looks like 2 copper springs wound together. 4 is a single copper. 5 is 2 copper springs wound together, and 6 is just a single copper. So, once again, thank you very much, Jillian. I approve, and I think Ruby approves too, because she's over here, you know, trying to get up in my lap the whole time I'm picking this, aren't you, Ruby? Let's see here. Let's see if Ruby approves of this one. Ruby, do you approve? Do you approve, Ruby? Yeah, I think you do. Well, anyway, folks, stay safe. Don't do anything illegal. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, if you see a lock out there in the wild and it's not yours, don't stick a pick in it.